Can someone explain to me where the games are? And when I say games, I don't mean just any generic Steam indie title or some other bullshit battle royale that decided to come out 5 years after the trend actually started. I'm talking about where are like the good AAA games and what's going on with them. Because, I mean, everyone's talking about it. It's no secret that gaming has been declining for, I don't know, the past 6, 7 years, probably since 2015, 2016. And I mean, I have my own thoughts on that. I personally think that Overwatch was probably the actual thing that started this decline in gaming. But I think that's a separate topic for another day. What I want to talk about is what the fuck are these companies doing and this greater change in what's actually going on with game development, movies, just the entertainment genre in general. Because, before we even start talking about games, let's look at Marvel. Right, I think if you watch the first Iron Man's or kind of the first original superhero movies that started to come out, there was some good substance behind them. They were entertaining. The character arcs were good, and just the general content and the effort put into these movies and the writing and the stories were actually pretty good and enjoyable for the most part. And as these movies started to get more and more popular and this whole like Marvel MCU multiverse shit started happening, you started to see this commercialization of Marvel, going and creating just movies for the sake of creating movies. So you started getting just basically every year like one or two Marvel movies, and then you started to get three Marvel movies a year, and then now you're getting four Marvel movies a year with two TV shows, two video games, and basically they're just trying to milk this franchise for as much as possible just because it became so mainstream and they were able to squeeze millions and billions out of it, and it became basically something that was originally almost meant as art, like something that took time to create and was like actually thought put into it, into something that's just cookie cutter as fuck. You're going into the theater and watching two Marvel trailers for two upcoming Marvel movies as you wait to watch the actual Marvel movie, which after it's over, you're staying and watching the end credits to watch more snippets of new Marvel movies that are coming out. And it's just this factorization and this mass commercialization of these entertainment mediums. And so if we look at gaming, I mean, it's the same fucking story, guys. It's the same thing. Like, why is gaming declining? Because it got so mainstream. And with this free to play live service model, these publishers that are often public companies and have obligations to their investors and have to keep increasing profit and revenue every single year so their stock doesn't fucking shit the bed. They have like an obligation to their investors. And so when they discovered they can basically milk the fuck out of these games with these live services, and you have this insanely shit corporate hierarchy that controls the actual developers that back in the day were the ones who controlled these games, then obviously you start to understand what is going on with gaming. I mean, if you look at the Bungie like video documentaries for the first, second, third Halo, you can tell that Bungie, the developers, the actual people working on the game, were mostly the ones calling the shots. Obviously, Microsoft would give them some sort of deadline that they had to meet, but generally the developers were the one calling the shots. Now, if you look at how game development works now, it's the complete fucking opposite. It's literally just four, five, six dumbasses who have no, like, they don't even play games, guys. Like, sure, they might go play some fucking Clash of Clans on their phone or some shit like that, or they might play the occasional video game, Fortnite, with their kids or whatever, when they get home from work. But these people are not gamers. These people did not grow up playing Call of Duty or Modern Warfare or whatever Halo, like they're corporate people, and they don't understand gaming the way gamers understand gaming. And so when these people are the ones calling the shots, and you get shit like Overwatch, which was a very successful title, and then Blizzard decides to, oh, I don't know, let's make Overwatch 2 and make it a sequel instead of just for some reason updating the base game and adding PvE to it and making the changes that we wanted to make. let's just release a second game. And even when I heard that back in like 2018, I'd basically given up on Overwatch at that point. I played it for basically the first 3 seasons. I realized that the game and where it was going was completely just in the wrong direction, and I stopped playing it. I stopped putting in the hours to try and get better at the game because I realized there's no future for it. And when I heard Overwatch 2 was coming out, I'm like, why the hell are they making it Overwatch 2? Why don't you just update the base game? And sure enough, I mean, it's 2023 now, May 28th. And I think around a week ago, they're like, yeah, we're canceling the PvE. And basically, we just gave you a really shit product with some balance changes and a couple new heroes, and that's it. And again, I think there was like some leaked video where some guy interviews a developer that was working on Overwatch 2. And what do you know? It's the fucking higher up execs. And so really, I mean, this is a ramble. I just wanted to talk about why gaming is becoming shit, because, you see all these videos like, why AAA gaming sucks, why AAA gaming's declining, and those are all really good videos, but I think really the absolute core problem is the fact that just like movies and, games are just becoming this big ass entertainment medium that is controlled by these big ass conglomerates that have no actual respect for the art form of game development, and they just see it as something like, okay, we have this IP, we are it's this basically franchise that we can milk X amount of money from each year. Let's just do a new Call of Duty every single year, right? That's the format, guys, and that's why gaming is dying, and that's why gaming will never be better, because as consumers, we don't vote with our wallet. We can say, oh, Cyberpunk was shit, or X and Y game was shit, but at the end of the day, how many of you tards still pre-ordered it? How many people are still buying these games even when they're fucking broken, right? We don't vote with our wallets, and even if there is a small portion, like maybe 1 to 5% of the entire demographic of gamers that are like, yeah, I'm not pre-ordering this shit, I'm not buying this game because it's broken, the other 95% more than make up for it. There's people who, a game launches broken, and then 2 years later, the developers finally start to get the game into a state that was supposed to launch in, and suddenly we're praising these developers as if, the mighty developers have granted us a product. They stuck it through, they updated the game, and now it's where it was supposed to release, but it's 4 years later. I fucking hate that mentality, because we're just encouraging the same shit of releasing broken shit products that made no sense in the first place, and we're just rewarding these developers now. Yeah, I'm just gonna buy this game. It was the same shit for Fallout 76. It was the same shit for Cyberpunk. It was the same shit for fucking Halo. Guys, if we keep doing this, the industry will keep getting worse and worse. And even if, honestly, the sad part is, even if the hardcore gamer crowd actually started voting with their wallets for once, guess what? The mainstream crowd, they don't give a fuck. They're still gonna buy the new 2K game that comes out and spend another $120 opening fucking cards to try and get the best player. They're still gonna buy the new Call of Duty. And really, we were able to accomplish nothing. So yeah, this was it. This was the rant. Gaming is dying. I think entertainment is dying. If you look at the big ass conglomerates, movies, TV shows, it's all going to shit. And really, I think the core reason why is because we let them do it. And the industry got so big that even if people complain, they don't really care. They're just going to do the same shit. They're going to launch a new broken Battlefield. They're going to launch a new broken Fallout, because they don't give a absolute fuck, and we let them not give a fuck.